All right, let's just jump right in. Choosing a new roof, it's one of the biggest, most important, and let's be honest, most intimidating decisions you can make as a homeowner. I mean, we're talking about an investment that's literally going to be over your head for decades to come. Think about it. It's so much more than just shingles and nails. It's your home's #1 shield against everything the world throws at it. The choice you make, well, that's going to impact your home's protection, its resale value, and your own peace of mind for years, if not decades. So yeah, getting this right, it's a really big deal. But here's the thing. Once you start looking, the options, wow, they can feel endless, right? Asphalt, metal, slate, tile, it's enough to make your head spin. But hey, don't worry, that's what we're here for. We're going to break this whole thing down into a simple, clear framework to help you find the perfect roof for your home, your budget, and your life. So first things first, we have to talk about the cost versus lifespan trade-off. This is, without a doubt, the first and most important filter. It's all about balancing what you're willing to spend now with how long you expect that roof to last. This is where we really start to get a handle on the options. Okay, so take a look at this. It lays everything out super clearly. Down at one end, you've got your basic asphalt shingles. Pretty standard, right? They'll get you a solid 20 to 30 years. Then you can step it up a notch to architectural shingles. These are a little thicker, they have more of a high-end look, and you're looking at 30, maybe even 50 years. From there, we get into the premium stuff. Metal roofs, they can easily go 50, even 70 years. And then at the very top, you've got what I call the forever materials. Slate, tile, copper. These things can literally last over 100 years. Insane, right? And this chart, this really drives the point home. It puts that long-term value right in front of you. I mean, just look at the difference. A premium roof isn't just a little bit better. It can outlast a basic one 3, maybe even 4 times over. Think about that. You might be replacing an asphalt roof 3 separate times during the life of just one metal or slate roof. And that brings us to maybe the most important piece of advice you'll get. It's so tempting to just look at that initial price tag, but you've got to think about the total cost of ownership. For example, let's say over 60 years, that one metal roof costs you 25 grand, but replacing a cheaper asphalt roof 3 times in that same period, that could easily set you back over 35 grand. So yeah, the cheapest option today can absolutely end up being the most expensive one down the road. Okay, so now that we've got that cost and lifespan framework locked in, let's add our next filter. This is all about matching your home's specific needs. We're going to narrow things down based on 2 things you just can't change: your local weather and the style of your house. First up, climate. Your roof has to be tough enough to handle whatever Mother Nature decides to throw at it. So if you live somewhere with serious thunderstorms, you absolutely need a roof with a wind resistance rating of at least 110 miles per hour. This isn't just a nice to have, it's a must have.
And it's the same idea for hail. If you're in a hail-prone area, a Class 4 impact rating is the gold standard. It's the highest rating you can get. It means the roof is built to take a beating from hail and not get damaged. And here's a little bonus for you. A lot of insurance companies will actually give you a discount on your premiums if you have one. Pretty cool, right?
And now for the fun part, making sure the roof actually looks good on your house. I mean, a roof should feel like it belongs, like it's a natural part of the home's design. You know, the classic, elegant look of a Victorian home just sings with a slate roof. Or the clean, modern lines of a contemporary house are often just perfect with a sleek metal roof. And of course, if you live in a historic district, you might have some rules you have to follow. So definitely check on that. All right, so we've filtered by budget, we've filtered by the functional needs of your home. Now for the final filter, it's all about you. This is where we dial in on your personal priorities and your lifestyle. So the first big question you have to ask yourself is this: how much maintenance are you really willing to do? Are you the kind of person who likes to be hands-on, or are you looking for more of a set-it-and-forget-it solution? Your answer here is a huge deciding factor. So you've got materials like metal, slate, and tile. These are incredibly low maintenance. You put them up, and besides maybe an occasional cleaning, you're pretty much done. On the other hand, things like asphalt or wood shingles, they're going to need a bit more love over the years. You know, regular inspections, some minor repairs, maybe some treatments to keep them in great shape. Look, there's no right or wrong answer here. It's just about what's right for you. Okay, next up on the personal priority list, energy efficiency. A lot of people don't even think about this, but your roof can be an active part of your home's energy system. It can either be working to save you money or cost you money every single month. So how does that work? Well, it really comes down to a few things. First, you have cool roofs. These are usually lighter in color, and they literally reflect sunlight away from your house, which can make a huge difference in your AC bills during the summer. Of course, this works best when you also have proper attic ventilation to let hot air escape. And hey, don't forget to look for incentives. You might be surprised to find that some energy-efficient roofs can actually qualify for state or federal tax credits, which can help knock down that initial cost. All right, we are almost there. You've been through the filters, you've narrowed it down, you're probably leaning toward one material. But hold on, before you sign any contracts, we need to do a final sanity check. These last two things will make sure your investment is protected and the whole project goes off without a hitch. And this is so important. The best, most expensive roofing material in the world is going to fail if it's not installed correctly. Some materials, like slate or tile, they need true specialists, people who really know what they're doing. Heavier materials might even mean you need to reinforce the structure of your roof. The bottom line is you've got to make sure your contractor is qualified and your house is ready for the roof you've chosen. This brings us to warranties, and this is where people get confused all the time. You actually have two different warranties to think about. The first one is the workmanship warranty. This comes from your contractor, and it covers any mistakes made during the actual installation. Honestly, it's a direct reflection of how confident that contractor is in their own crew's work. So the material itself, that's covered by the manufacturer if there's a defect. But the installation, that's all on your contractor. So for you to have complete peace of mind, you need both. You need a strong warranty on the material from a big, reputable company, and you need a solid workmanship warranty from a contractor you really trust. And there you have it. That's the whole decision-making process, boiled down into one simple 4-step funnel. You start broad, balancing cost with lifespan. Then you filter by the things you can't change, your climate and your home style. Next, you bring it down to what's important to you personally, like maintenance and energy savings. And finally, you do your homework and verify the installation plan and the warranties. If you follow these steps, you can walk through all those options with total confidence. Because ultimately, this whole framework, it's all designed to lead you to one simple but really important realization. The goal here isn't to find the single best roof that exists. That's impossible. The goal is to find the roof that is the absolute best fit for you, for your home, your climate, your budget, and your life. So as you're making this big decision, just remember this. Your roof is going to be a silent guardian over your home for decades. It's a huge part of your home story. So what story do you want yours to tell?